360 hot laps. Hit the track their first time to get some time put on the board and feel the track out here after, as Kayla's mentioned, a little bit of moisture came through, but it's been all worked in, and we're ready to go. Colby Thornhill out there, Trey Starks, Dustin Gehring in the 51 as well. But rolling down the back straightaway from Cedro Woolley, Washington, the Dobbs Peterbilt Campbell Brothers Fencing, Les Schwab, Skagit Ready Mix, Mel Decker Racing, that's the 7 little O of Axel Oudman. Axel Oudman in the 7 little O. Following right behind him, exiting turn number 4. That is none other than Burlington, Washington's own Jason Sowald. Jason Sowald in the 18. Cars begin to go to full song. Trey Starks in the 55 from Puyallup out there as well. And we're green for hot lap session number 1 here in 360 Sprint Car Division. As lap times begin to come across, Jason Sowald quickly knocked off as Trey Starks goes quick time, 11.824. Starks top of the board so far, Sowald right there behind him. Thornhill, Chase Getz, Axel Oudman, and Dustin Gehring, your 6 cars out there. Trey Starks with the best time of 11.824. 11.824 for the 55 of Trey Starks. As checkered flag flies on hot lap session number 1, Trey Starks tops them all through the 6 laps he completed. Best time is an 11.820. 11.820, the 55 of Trey Starks. He turned that on lap number 5. Jason Sowald behind him, Colby Thornhill, Chase Getz, Axel Oudman, and Dustin Gehring. Again, your 6 cars who have turned a time so far.
First session all finished up. Cars for session number 2 will roll out onto the racetrack next. I hit the what's it button and that did all the things, Blake. So, cars on the track for session number 2 are 360 sprint cars. As track record is Trey Starks 11.085 set in September of 2020. Get a look as they haul into the middle. And set their position ready for tonight. Again, everything will happen out of the middle until the end of time trials for them. Then they'll head back into the pit area and work on the cars. Once again, chance for you fans to get some eyeballs and just see a little bit of the inner workings as to what these teams do after they've hit the track and what they want to work on to make the cars better before the most important portion of the night. You think about it, time trials is really the precursor for everything. If you don't time in well, awfully hard to have a good night at Skagit Speedway and put her in victory lane. It's been done before, but time trials, vastly important to everything that happens going forward.
Yeah, it's what sets up your heat race, and if you don't heat race well, you're going to struggle throughout the main, so you really have to go and set a dominant time in qualifying. Get a good look there on the Jumbotron. The 19 of Colby Thornhill, you can kind of see, don't believe he's out of the car yet. Talking to him, just figuring everything out. It's one thing, you're in the early group, so it benefits in the sense of you can watch now the other cars behind you, and you can make those adjustments and kind of see where everyone else is running, and you hope the track maybe picks up speed a little bit so that when you go back out for your qualifying session, you know where the best line to run is.
They did everything to that race car other than throw the kitchen sink at it last weekend. And this week have done some stuff engine-wise. We'll see if it pays off as we've got our next group of cars onto the racetrack. Starting with the driver over in corner number 2. He is from Carnation, Washington in the 29. I believe 29K, as we say. It's Levi Kuntz. Kuntz is in the Lyuna Laborers 292 sponsored car. Also, George Anderson Company, Kerrigan Enterprises, Snow Valley Tree and Timber, and Premier Excavating. Kuntz in 29.
Well, rolling right behind the 29K of Levi Kuntz into turns 3 and 4. That's the 24 of Jordy Meese from Graham, Washington, Triple X, Don Borden's Auto Parts Factory, Kane Taylor on-site, Triple X. That's the 24 of Jordy Meese.
Rolling into corner number 3 under low power conditions. There's the driver out of Mount Vernon. The former Sportsman Sprint champion is Bill Rude. Bill Rude in 33. 33R is how we score Bill. Bill sponsors include Skagit Roofing, Ziptune, Keystone Building Services, Sign Pro, Northwest Auto Body, and Mel Decker. Mel Decker Racing on the sponsorship there. Go back one to the 95R out next. That's Dan Reynolds. Reynolds, the 95R. So Reynolds out of Lewiston, Idaho on racetrack. Now the 17 of Cam Smith. Smith on the track next. Smith Adrian Motorsports, QuickTime Espresso, QuickTime Transport, Linden's Restorations and Fab, and DC Signs.
From Burlington, Washington, down the 26 Maxim Shark, Sage Fruit, Race Routine Foundation, Gold Buckle, Soroka Steakhouse, After Hours, Custom and Collision, 26. That's Levi Hillier. Levi Hillier in the 26.
Jason Levi into the corner is Kuntz the 29K as the drivers wind up their hot lap session. Fastest car, still Trey Starks, the 55. Jason Sowald second.
Jordy Meese jumps up into that 3rd spot.
Cam Smith 4 and Colby Thornhill sitting 5 right now.
Kuntz up to 7th behind Rude in 6th. Gets Hillier, Outman your top 10.
Should have one more group of 6 cars making their way out and onto the racetrack next here for our 360 Sprint Car Division.
And impressive to see no one really quite close yet to the time of Trey Starks in 11.820. Sowald the closest, but he was in 11.9, so Starks the only one still in the 11.8 bracket that we've seen turn of time, and he was out in session number 1.
It'll be interesting to watch how the racetrack develops, and this is a key portion of the development of the track is does it get progressively faster through hot laps or does it taper off? If it tapers during hot laps, you kind of know, okay, you want to be up front in the qualifying order. If it keeps getting faster and faster, a mid to late draw doesn't hurt you nearly as bad.
No.
Drivers have thought and overthought their pill draw for qualifying draws for many, many years. Now, of course, it's going to be an even bigger factor next week at the Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup win. Points are as worth as much for qualifying as they are for the main event. You can score a maximum of 200 points to be quick time in qualifying. Winning the main event, also worth 200 points. So time trials, such a huge portion of Dirt Cup, and especially when you're going head-to-head against 40-something other drivers. It's not just a quick little 18 cars, 36 laps of time trials. No, there's a full 80 laps of time-ins that go on, and where you draw for that is a lot more important than it would be here on a weekly race.
Yes, it is.
So coming out of corner number 4, onto the racetrack. That is the 21 of Jesse Schlattfeld. Schlattfeld in the 21. Sponsored by Pacific Performance Coatings, Shark Racing Engines, Ridge Rider Wings, and Triple X.
And continuing to roll right behind the 21 becomes the 33 out of Marysville, Washington, Triple X Shark. Mount Baker Landscaping, Brent Rent's Premium Service, Mount Baker Trucking, Triple X. That's the 33 of Colton Heath. Colton Heath in the 33.
Behind the former track champion, one of the young guns in the division, out of Langley, British Columbia. Sponsored by Chilliwack Ford, Serious Performance Motors, Race Car Creative, Triple X, Capstone Plastering, and Cogswell Cogs. It is Levi Klatt in 77.
Exiting turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Out of Monroe, Washington, Triple X Shark wing down. Speedmart Race Routine Foundation.
Tonight's Eric Fisher.
It's Eric Fisher.
Yep. Fisher driving the 66 tonight.
Good catch.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's why we're here. Taking their time pulling out of the pit area. The next one to the track is the driver of the Zero. She is out of Alger, Washington, and the Chad Pfister Construction High-Tech Roofing Primac Electric MTC CRD number 0. It's Ashley Anstenson. Anstenson in the Zero. And then it is the 6 of Sean Wallenfels, following her from Barstow, California originally. Cedar Home Repair, Joseph T. Bowen, attorney at law. Jet City, Beck Mill Company, and Buffalo Enterprises. Captured them all out on the raceway. Final group getting their time trial session in. Colton Heath's 33 car creeps up into the top 5. Got a good look at him in a long video stretch. So Heath ends up in your top 5 tonight for hot laps. It'll be Starks, Sowald, Meese, Smith, and Heath 1 through 5 on the running order.
And kind of interesting, while looking through some of these guys' best lap time, there's a lot of guys, Caleb, who are turning them on their 5th lap of about 6 that they're getting. Starks did on his 5th lap. Colton Heath turned his best time on his 5th lap. Thornhill behind him. Some guys in the 4th and on their 4th lap as well. So they're progressively getting faster, at least, as they're going throughout their laps and kind of finding that line that they want to run.
Veteran drivers figuring out, car's faster down here. Let's go ahead and push it harder and get progressively quicker as the run goes on. Now they'll line up and you'll see them start to stack and stage right down in front for our time trial efforts. Track record not in serious jeopardy tonight. 11:085 by Trey Starks in September of 2020. However, we assume we'll have some blistering fast times next week here at the Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup coming up. Again, 40-plus 410s expected to be in attendance. Some of the best of the West Coast and more coming up. That is the Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup. Your last chance to get your 3-day pass tonight and tomorrow at SkagitSpeedway.com.
Indeed.
I'm excited for it. Dirt Cup number 2 for you, behind the curtain, so to speak. And I don't know, what was your highlight of last year?
Oh, that's a good question. I think as maybe cheeses it, just 3 consecutive nights of racing. It's just back to back to back. And then how rewarding it was when that checkered flag flew on Saturday night, knowing that a winner's been crowned and we put on the best show we possibly could.
Justin Sanders taking home $82,000, his career best payout ever at the end of Saturday night last year. We'll see if he can come up and defend his crown as the first car on the racetrack for time trials is flying.
Out of Cedar Woolley, Washington, the Dobbs Peterbilt Campbell Brothers Fencing, Les Schwab, Skagit Ready Mix, Mel Decker Racing, the 7 Little O of Axel Oudman. Axel Oudman in the 7 Little O. His first lap time comes across at 12.227. 12.227, rolls it through turn 3, not turn number 4, looks to improve, and he does not. So he'll stick with a 12.227 for the 7 Little O, Axel Oudman.
He is your points leader, the defending 410 track champion and the track record holder out of Puyallup. It's 55 of Trey Starks. TNC Concepts, Starks Racing, AL Driveline, Newland Bar Service, Melby Fabrication and Truck Repair, and his wife, Allie. Lap 1, surprise, quick time, 11.617, 1.1617. So Stark sets the mark even faster than he was in hot laps. Second time around, and lap 2, hair slower at 11.664. Starks, though, quick time right out of the gate.
Third up to qualify out of Burlington, Washington. And the Messy Mutts thanks Jerry RPM Performance, Car Mart USA, Blue Cow Car Wash. That's the 18 of Jason Solwald. Jason Solwald in the 18, chasing a lap time 11.617. Can he beat it here? Second quick for the 18 at 11.845. 11.845 for Solwald.
Solwald really bouncing around the bottom of the racetrack and picking up that lap. Second time by.
Second lap time better at 11.705.
Following him next, car number 51, one of our double-duty drivers. You'll see him in a Sportsman sprint later from Oak Harbor, Washington. It's the After Hours Customs and Collisions, Lewis Auto Glass, Terraza Auto Detail, Black Market Speed Special, thanks to Bonfire Betty and Wade Underwood car. Dustin Gehring is the driver, and Dustin's first lap's a 12.644, 12.644 for Gehring. Hard on the hammer. Corner 4, lap 2, and Gehring comes across 12.601, better on lap number 2, but still fourth quick.
The next up car out of Enumclaw, Washington, the Gravity Coffee, PG8 Excavating, Don Ott, Sandler's Concrete Cutting, Missile Motorsports, the 19, that's Kobe Thornhill. Kobe Thornhill in the 19, his first lap time puts him third quick, 11.983, 11.983 for Thornhill. Sends it through turn number 4, coming to line for lap number 2. He'll stay fourth quick, so first lap time better, 11.983.
Another former track champion out of Snohomish, Washington, the driver of the 91 is Chase Getz. Getz in the Great Western Transport Pacific Performance Coatings car. Chase back straight away, hustles her into 3 and off the fourth corner. First lap around for Chase comes fourth quickest at 12.170. 12.170 for Getz. Rolls through corner number 4, lap number 2, Getz. A little bit better at 12.148, still fourth on the field, 12.148.
Your seventh car to turn a lap time, rolling out of turn number 4 from Graham, Washington. The Triple X, Don Ott, Borden's Auto Parts Factory, Kane Taylor on site. Triple X, that's the 24 of Jordy Meese. Jordy Meese in the 24. Meese looking for it to put his first lap time on the board here as he comes to the line. Meese goes fourth quick in 11.991. 11.991 for the 24 of Jordy Meese. Out of turn number 4 for lap number 2. He'll stick with his time in lap number 1 in 11.991.
This is the 33R of Bill Rude next out, the former Sportsman track champion and Sportsman track record holder. In the 33R, he's sponsored by Keystone Building Services, Skagit Roofing, Zip-Tune, Sign Pro, Northwest Auto Body, and Mel Decker Racing. Bill, 7th on the field at 12.283. 12.283. Rude's second time on the clock. And he goes slower at 12.396. 1.2396 for Bill Rude. Next out, car number 26, Levi Hillier. Hillier, the Rudine Racing entry, Sage Fruit, the Race Rudine Foundation, Gold Buckle Espresso, Sakura Steakhouse, After Hours Customs, and Collision. Levi on the hammer, 12.401 on his first pass. Looking for a better time on lap number 2. And finds it, 12.389, 1.2389. Qualifying next, it is the Liuna Laborers 292 sponsored 29K out of Car Nation, Washington. This is Levi Kuntz. George Anderson Company, Kerrigan Enterprises, Snow Valley Tree and Timber, Premier Excavating with the first lap for Levi. In and across at fourth quickest, 11.987, 11.987. Lap 2 for Kuntz. Does not improve, but a good time nonetheless, 12.104 the second time around for Levi Kuntz. This is the 95R of Dan Reynolds out of Lewiston, Idaho. If we got a sprint car race going on, Reynolds going to bring a car to it as his first time on the clock is good for a 12.707, 1.2707. Reynolds, high off turn number 4. Lap number 2 does not improve with a 12:8:39. 7 more cars to time in. And hunting victory next out of Mill Creek. This is the 17 of Cam Smith. Smith in the 17, lap number 1 for him. 7th fastest at 12:1:80. Smith, sponsored by Smith Adrian Motorsports, QuickTime Espresso, QuickTime Transport, Linden's Restorations and Fab, and DC Signs. And second time on the clock for Cam. Still 7th fastest. Lap number 1, the better of the 2 at 12:1:80.
Next, hit the time from Arlington, Washington, XXX Shark, Pacific Performance Coatings, Shark Racing Engines, Ridge Runner Wing, XXX, that's 21 of Jesse Schlottfeld. Jesse Schlottfeld in the 21 comes across his first lap time, 10th quick at a 12:3:48. 12:3:48 for the 21 of Jesse Schlottfeld. The Arlington native sends it out turn number 4, coming to the line. He moves up to 6th quick, so much better lap at 12:1:11. 12:1:11 for the 21 of Jesse Schlottfeld.
Well, guest driving duties this week in the 66 car, the Wing Down Driving Experience car. It is Eric Fisher tonight. Fisher in the 66, Wing Down, Speed Mart, Racer Dean Foundation, Powder Coating Inc., and Shark Racing Engines. E. Fish on the clock. Lap time for Fisher. Waiting for it to register here. There it is, 9th quickest at 12:2:13. Checkered flag for Fisher. And his second pass improves him to 6th quick at 12:0:76.
Behind him, a track champion out of Marysville, Washington, XXX Shark, Mount Baker Landscaping, Brent Rents, Premium Service, Mount Baker Trucking, XXX, the 33, that's Colton Heath. Colton Heath in the 33 ran up front last week. In the 360 looks for another strong showing this weekend as well. Comes across for his first lap time, 12 quick, at a 12:2:84. 12:2:84 for the 33 of Colton Heath. Looks to improve from 12th quick, and he does not. So his first lap time better at 12:2:84. Goes 12:2:85 on his second lap time.
Ashley Anstonson is next down in the 0. The Chad Fisher Construction High-Tech Roofing Primac Electric MTC CRD number 0 car. Ashley around her first lap, and she's got something flying off the race car.
I believe it's part of the hood.
Very well be. Her first time by was at a 12:9:05. Improves on lap number 2 to 12:6:74.
Out of turn number 4 from Langlis, British Columbia, the XXX Series Performance Motors, Chilliwack Ford, Race Car Creative, XXX Cogs, Swell Cogs, and Capstone Plastering. That's the 77 of Levi Klatt. Levi Klatt in the 77, a former Sportsman track champion. He goes 11th quick at a 12:2:38. 12:2:38 for Klatt. Battled with Eric Fisher in the Sportsman Sprint car last year. Got that track championship, comes back across, remains first fastest, his second lap time at 12:3:30.
Out next, originally from Barstow, California, now making his seasonal residence in Stanwood, Washington. In the Cedar Home Repair, Joseph D. Bowen, attorney at law, Jet City, Beck's Mill Company. Buffalo Enterprises 06, Sean Wallenfels Jr. Lap time for Sean, 12:3:21, 14th on the field. And on his second pass, almost overcooks it off the bottom of 4, gathers her back together. Lap time will suffer because of that at a 13:3:27. Everybody else done, nobody else to push. A full 18-car time in, and Trey Starks gets quick time, 11:6:17. Jason Solwald, Colby Thornhill, Levi Kuntz, and Jordy Meese, your top 5 tonight. Under, I believe, the 3-heat format. Big benefit to Starks, Solwald, and Thornhill coming into heat race action in just a little bit here at Skagit Speedway, so congratulations to them.
And very similar cars, quick time here in qualifying that we saw were fast and hot laps as well. So Starks, Solwald, Thornhill, Baku, Jordy Meese, Eric Fisher in that top 6 have brought very fast hot rods to Skagit Speedway, as they have all year long, really.
Benefit to them. They know how important qualifying is here on our format. Well, excited to have you guys in here tonight at Skagit Speedway. We have got modified hot laps coming up next here on the track. So the Skagit Aggregates IMCA modifieds will be out for their laps. Gotta say a big thank you to the Kokusa Motel, built in 1962. Same family still in charge of the thing. Done a lot of renovation in the last 5.5 years. The 63-room motor inn. They welcome race fans to stay and take advantage of the 30% discount that is offered down in Burlington at the Kokusa Motel. More groups getting lined up and ready to go back there for Skagit Aggregates IMCA Modifieds. Self-powered cars, they'll start themselves. Mix of open engines versus crate motors throughout the division. You'll see them both. They both perform equally well because they get this little itty-bitty 8-inch tire. Hard to get all that power down to a tire no matter what. Really balances out the motor conundrum in the class. If you're in the market for a new or used trailer, motor coach, or golf cart, look no further than Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, one of the nation's premier outlets, and located right in the heart of north central Indiana. With the intent to give competitors the transporter they need to get to and from the event safely and dependably, Elliott's knowledgeable and dedicated staff will put you on track, showing you the latest in Featherlight, Intech, United, ATC, Alumatech, Hallmark, as well as Mad Jack's X Series and Easy Go. Led by Cindy Elliott, whose motorsports roots run deep, stemming from her late husband, USAC champion Tony Elliott. Elliott's Custom Trailer and Carts, not just the choice, it's the only choice. Contact Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts online, www.elliotscustomtrailers.com. Again, elliotscustomtrailers.com.
Is that the one that you stayed on? Or is that the one that you were on earlier? Whatever the one, you sounded good there. Okay.
So let's roll. It is the Skagit Aggregates IMCA Modifieds coming out. Jeff Westergaard, the first on the track in the 66. Westergaard, our 66 car, behind him. And into turn number 1, the 10B of Ben Malmstad. Malmstad is the 10B. Sponsored by Dan's Visa and MasterCard. Always the most reliable sponsor. Behind him, our most recent... Is that the most recent feature winner? No, it is not. That is the 67 modified. 67B is Billy Coles. Coles, the BCP Construction Alien Race Cars BG Racing entry. At turn number 2, there is Sir Lawrence O'Connor from Port Hardy, British Columbia. Former track champion, been racing all over the United States here in the last couple of months. Welcome back home, Sir Lawrence. Good time of the year. Behind him, making his way through the apex of 3 and 4 as we speak, that is the 68 of Ben Gunderson. Ben Gunderson out of Cedar Woolley, former Hornet Division track champion. And car number 6, another former track champion. Driver is Rick Smith. Rick Smith owning his own car this year in car number 6. Score him as the 6W. So Smith on racetrack along with another bunch of former track champs. Understand the 68 that's on track is Greg Hibma's 68. That's the partner car to the 68 of Gunderson, so it is Hidma's 68. Being given some extra laps to roll around. Roll the bottom of the racetrack in, get some heat in the engines before we let them loose for green flag conditions. So green flag on the racetrack as cars out and rolling. Westergaard getting his first few laps in the 66 as he pushes her hard off of corner number 4. Malmstad in the 10B. Being followed by O'Connor in the 27. Can already see the car speed out of it. Pulling right up to the rear bumper of Malmstad's 10B and looking to make the pass on the outside here in practice is Sir Lawrence. Coles in the 67, has the 6 of Smith down on the low side of him, looking for a way to get by. Smith will make the pass as the checkered flag comes out here in the hot lap session.
All right, we're going to go back to that. What is the deal with it?
So first hot lap session done. They are not hot lapping with the groups that they'll end up heat racing against, FYI. So getting a little bit of mix here in the groups. First 6 that are ready, send them. Next 6 that get ready, we will send them on their way as well. Next group of cars come out for practice here for the Skagit Aggregates IMCA Modifieds. Lawrence O'Connor, the fastest of group number 1. As that is the 51 of Brandon Nutter. Nutter in the 51. First out. The Battle Wagon is the V8 of Steve Peters.
Sounds like it's
Peters in the V8. Lee Swift is the 23 car. Swift in car number 23. Austin Smith in car number 28. Precision Land Management, General Plumbing Company, L&D Cattle, Willow Motorsports, and Jean's Pub. Adam Holtrip out in the racetrack, former track champion in the 71, sponsored by Commuter Cars, Styles and Lear Attorneys, Washington Spray Foam, Helping Hands Food Bank, and Skagit Ready Mix. That is Holtrip in 71. And the 57 of James Bundy is now out and on the racetrack. Bundy, the Bullet Racing 57, our most recent feature winner, flying the Old Timers Bar and Grill sponsorship out of Cedro Woolley as well. as the second group of modifieds takes to the track and starts putting some laps down. See Swift in the 23, picking up some track position, bringing Holtrup's 71 through with him. Fastest car of the track is O'Connor from Session 1. Westergaard, Holtrup, Bundy, and Rick Smith occupy the top 5 for the time being.
And of course, O'Connor doesn't know it now, but when he's going to get out of the car, that's going to be a really big confidence boost going, hey, well, maybe he doesn't now out the first group, but all right, we're still comfortable and very fluid with the Skagit Speedway.
As much as he races, I wouldn't imagine it being an issue for him, but you never know. As hot lap session number 2 is done, one more to go for the Skagit Aggregates IMCA Modifieds, 18 of them here tonight. And the last of them, the final few to make their way into the staging lane, will be sent out next. If you guys want to save a little additional time on race day, still want to get your hands on some tickets, you can always stop in at the Cook Road Shell down south here from the racetrack on the way up. It's where race fans fuel up before race night stops and after, as I can't tell you how many times caffeine has been necessary on the way home, and Cook Road Shell has been the right place to be. So race day tickets available at Cook Road Shell here at the I-5 intersection with Cook Road. We have got our final group of drivers making their way onto the track, including Tyson Blood's 97, the multiple-time feature winner. One of the best in the Northwest, Blood in the 97 car. Makes his home in Tumwater, Washington. Behind him, multiple-time track champion Kevin Smith. Smith in the 7K lists his home now as Clinton, Utah. Got the hand out the window at the moment for some reason on the 7K of Smith.
He was waving it a little bit.
Behind him, that's 21 of Corey Gordon. Corey in the house tonight. The RRC Transport, Skagit's Best Salsa, ARC Frame and Fab, the Scone Lady Bakery, Hammond Motorsports, beautiful black and neon 21. Scooting behind him, Ben Gunderson, 68 out of Cedro Woolley. The team car to the 68H of Greg Hibma, as we've got one around in the corner. It's the 75 of Alan Grimley. Grimley in the 75 spun out and facing the wrong direction.
After all the props we gave him for last week.
It happens.
It does. Morally, they'll be fine. Mistakes happen, you just get a little loose, maybe get a little bumped, and you move on.
Grimley out of Cedro Woolley, scheduled to be on the pole for heat race number 3.
Pretty good heat race that'll have to hold off behind him.
Yeah.
Peters, Nutter, Gunderson, Cook, and O'Connor. That's
stacked.
5 cars behind him.
That is stacked. It'll be fun to watch that one. See if he can hang on. Things starting not so great for him.
Making right turns now.
Taking the extreme high line up and around the corner. That car passing underneath him right now is the 75C. That is Graham Cook. Cook in the 75C. Will be in that same heat race, just stacked in inside row number 3. Graham sponsored by Alien Race Cars and G-Force Marine. And the 51 of Brandon Nutter tags at the back of the screen. We're green again. Or they're just faking us out. We thought they'd be green again, and then they're not. Okay. I like a good fake out as good as anybody.
It's the sneak play. QB sneak, except green flag sneak. We'll throw it out for a second and then get rid of it really quickly. Hey, there's the green flag. And it stays out green for the modifieds, and they continue their hot laps.
now the drivers starting to get some rhythm, filing out here in hot laps and putting some laps down. Still have Sportsman Sprint Car hot laps to go. And Sportsman Sprint Car qualifying to follow that up. Graham Cook in your picture, and you can see trying to wiggle that car to just kind of keep it up on the suspension. Makes for a smoother corner. Every once in a while you'll see these cars and they kind of flatten, and when they get flat they get hard to turn. It's a good example of Cook trying to keep the car up on suspension coming through the turns, as that'll do it. Checkered flag is out, and looks like dueling cars up at the top of our speed chart should be the 97 of Tyson Blood and the 27 of Lawrence O'Connor. So those two the fastest two. Westergaard, Holtrop, and Cook 1 through 5 tonight here at Skagit Speedway for the Skagit Aggregates IMCA Modifieds. Well, as we get ready for the Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night here at Skagit Speedway. Remind you guys, got a problem with your car? K-Pro Auto is Stanwood's hometown auto repair shop, serving our community on Stanwood or over at Camano Island since 1999. Big thank you to K-Pro Auto, everything they do for us here at the racetrack, long-time supporting sponsor of us at Skagit Speedway. Also, big thank you to North Hill Resources. They've been providing quality landscape materials for all your project needs since 1997, serving Skagit, Whatcom, and Island counties, and now offering construction services, including septic installs and repairs. That is North Hill Resources. Here come the Sportsman Sprints out and onto the track. We'll lead it off with your multiple-time Sportsman Sprint champion. Changing up the paint scheme for the week. He's known to do this when he feels like his luck is running bad. Out of Cedar Woolley, it is Steve Parker. Parker in the Sign Pro Cascadia I, number 23P. Parker in the 23, your first out and on the track.
Behind the 23 of Steve Parker, rolling into turn 3 and 4. He pilots the 62 out of Stanwood, Washington. Eagle Shark K-Pro Auto Action RV Conway Pub and Eatery. That's the 62 of Lawrence Kirkham. Lawrence Kirkham in the 62.
The black and blue 8 behind him out of Seattle, the Speed Mart sponsored car of Tom Weiss. Tom Weiss, car number 8, rolling on the racetrack for this first out lap session.
Got a big 5-1 as his number for Oak Harbor, Washington. The Rocket Black Market Speed After Hours Customs and Collision. Lewis Auto Glass, Terraza Auto Detail. Black Market Speed. Special thanks to Bonfire Betty and Wade Underwood. A guy doing double duty tonight in the 51. That's Dustin Gehring. Dustin Gehring in the 51.
Following him into the corner is the Fires light on the race car. That is the 88, a rookie, Jaden Whitney. Whitney sponsored by Lulu's Espresso, Great Western Transport, Powder Coating Inc., Backman Trucking, and Where to Get Espresso.
And the final car out there for Maple Bridge, British Columbia, has found victory lane once already. The built performance 20K, that's Kai Dixon. Kai Dixon out of turn 4 comes across. His lap times begin to pick up here and roll across, and Kai Dixon's quickest so far at a 12.643. 12.643 for the 20K of Kai Dixon. Whitney right there, Levi Hillier in the 00 out there as well. He sits third. Out of Burlington, the Wing Down Shark, Wing Down Speed Mart, Race for Dean Foundation, Powder Coat Inc., Shark Racing Engines. That's Levi Hillier doing double duty, and he's third quick so far at 12.801. That's Kai Dixon, top of the board at 12.643. 12.643 for the 20K of Kai Dixon.
Had one more car escape onto the racetrack, and that was the 36 of Tanner Merritt. Merritt, the Purple Machine out of Camano Island, sponsored by Merritt Builders, Spiro Skin Spa, General Plus Insulation, Beaver Heat seating and first class auto glass. Your first 8 on the racetrack for the Sportsman Sprints. Might just see a second 8, and then in the time trials here is a little bit larger hot lap groups than normal. Shuffle the safety crew around. They will, looks like, fire out of the back for time trials tonight, so no center pitting for the Sportsman Sprints, at least for the time being. As here comes group number 2. First on the Speedway out of Bow, Washington, it's Brian Holmqvist in the 90, Merritt Builders, Cat's Bar, Boulder Creek, Motorsports Monday, TT&W, the sponsors on car number 90.
Following right behind Holmqvist in the 21Z, has ran well here so far. To Monroe, Washington, Triple X, Garrity Engines, Clan and Graham, Kerrigan Enterprises, D&G Backhoe, Monroe Chiropractic and Alternative Medicine, Miracles and Memories, the 21Z. That's Kira Zylstra. Kira Zylstra in the 21Z.
That close to a win on opening night here at Skagit Speedway, just to be taken from her at the last second. Brody Ferguson out of Langley, BC, is in the Needs Sponsors 3B car. Dad says anybody can help out. We sure appreciate it. Keep the ball rolling on that one.
Behind him out of Stanwood, Washington, Triple X Shark Grinders, Automotive and Marine, has found victory lane, the 22J. That's Jessen Jacobson. Jessen Jacobson in the 22J. Winner on opening night. That's the 35. From Cedro, Woolley, Washington, Alden Ostrom. Ostrom in the 35. He was the guy who was able to best Kira Zylstra on opening night. About to put his first lap time down. Ostrom 9th quick, 13.597.
He's in the Baxter's Excavation, Have Water Will Travel, Washington Spray Foam, Eagle Haven Winery, about plumbing the car. 66 on Raceway is Brett McGuy out of Arlington, Pit Stop Laundry Services, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Pacific Performance Coatings, Bob and Mary Reynolds, and CSI Construction. Trying to sneak around the 2 car on Raceway of Ryder Shiflett out of Ephrata, Washington, Van Dyke Cedar Green Farms, Agromac, Xterra Dump Truck Services, Walters Excavation. So those 2 racing until Shiflett says hello, infield.
Never the way you want to be facing. He's been here a couple times so far. I believe he was saying the last time he was here was the 18th. My memory doesn't go back that far, but he's been here a couple times this year as well, so brings the Sporty back out for another try, another rip around Skagit Speedway.
There's not really dirt track racing over in Eastern Washington anymore. They very rarely will put sprint cars on Republic. The Yakima dirt track no longer active, so you got to go all the way into Idaho and Montana if you want to catch action over there, or make the haul over to us at Skagit Speedway. And Shiflett has chosen to do that for week number 2 of action for him. I was waiting to see what they do with the cars on the racetrack here. If they let them stick around for a couple more hot laps, or if they beckon them all off track and say, you boys go away. That'll be just fine and dandy. Enough for you.
So depending where Ryder Shiflett is in Ephrata, it's a little over 3.5 hours to get to Ephrata, at least from here. So a long-ish pull, but not terrible for a weekly night.
So Ephrata Raceway Park was a Saturday night asphalt track for many, many years. Went dormant for about a decade or maybe 15 years or so in the early 90s through mid-2000s. Revived with Mike and Rita Whitty and the Whitty family running it from 03 through about 2016 2016. I was there in 2004. In fact, it was my last stop before Skagit Speedway as their track announcer, and they ran winged sprint cars on the pavement often over there. So there's a really healthy open-wheel community over in Freda, Washington that is there, just nowhere to run their stuff anymore, unfortunately. And you see in some instances, some of the drivers take to dirt. Ryder Shiflett has come out and taken to the dirt. A number of the drivers who were so good on the pavement back in the day for their open-wheel cars have actually turned into dirt kart racers at the time. So Kevin Hare being the one that plunks in my head first and foremost. You hear about them during the off-season and a lot of the indoor kart racing that happens in the Pacific Northwest. 87 of Jeff Pearson has snuck his way onto the racetrack from Conway, Washington, God's country. Skagit River Chiropractic, Remo Electric, Dillinger Reynolds, JP Automotive, and Skagit 911 Driving School as Jeff Pearson following his team car, the 90 of Brian Holmqvist. Those two, the Tanner Merritt car and the Ronnie Cox car, when are here, all part of the SPP racing team.
Yeah, they're all parked right under about the Fastenal and K-Pro Auto sign out in the back straightaways where their group of cars and trailers sit.
Zylstra's 21Z putting some good laps together. Trying to find her way around Pearson. Pearson a little late to get out this year. Took a couple extra weeks before the 87 car was up and fully functional, but has her humming now. There's Shiflett, the two, getting some more laps in. Ferguson off the gas in 3B.
Oh, well, Kai Dixon still remains top of the board. 12.643. The 20K is humming. Looking for win number 2. It's been 4 weeks with 4 different winners in the Sportsman cars. No one has yet to find victory lane more than once.
It's been some awesome variety in the division. It's been great racing as well. It feels like it's kind of a pull a rabbit out of the hat every night for who's going to end up taking that feature win. Number of late race passes as well to determine final finishing position. So we'll send them back into the staging area. And once they get back there, give them 1 second to breathe and then let them loose for their time trials coming up next. Sportsman Sprint track record owned by Bill Rood at 11.883. That was set in May of 2021. Action RV, your family-owned and operated RV repair facility, offering mobile service to your location or service at the shop. Come meet the friendly folks at Action RV.
Northwest Propane is known for longevity. They have been providing excellent propane services for over 77 years. Family owned and operated for more than 4 generations. So when you're looking for personalized quality propane services from a company you can trust, turn to Northwest Propane. You can visit them online at nwpropane.net.
Well, we're finally seeing, rolling into the house tonight, our friends from the Laborers 292. Hello, guys from 292.
Right behind you. Hello.
Yep, we're literally right behind you guys, looking at the back of your very bright orange sweatshirts. Welcome to all the LiUNA-sponsored race cars and local 292 members tonight. Enjoy night at the races. Big thank you for coming out and supporting your local Union Hall and Laborers. Feel the power from the Laborers team. We will point out your LiUNA-sponsored car. It's hard to miss him because he's decked out in a lot of that exact same bright, vibrant orange you guys are in. It's a good look. I like it.
It's a great look. It's very visible orange. 55 at Trey Stark's back out there. Engine still, or the hood off still. He was out there before Sportsman hot laps as well. Interesting to see your 360 quick time.
Yeah, for the second time making a push in and through. So something not right in the power plant compartment for the Starks 55 car. Now I believe he is planning on turning around and tomorrow heading down to the Grays Harbor Raceway in Elma, Washington for the finale of the fastest 5 days of motorsports, which is coming up north. As your NARC driver is getting tuned up for Dirt Cup, that'll be tomorrow. Grays Harbor Raceway has got 410 sprint cars and modifieds on the show. think I'll head down to see that one, but Starks was getting his Final 410 tune-up coming up on Sunday. I believe that was the plan.
Yes, that was last I heard.
Depending on how things go tonight, if tonight's a challenging night, maybe they stay home and say, okay, who knows, but we'll find out. That'll be tomorrow if you guys aren't completely done with your race weekend by the end of tonight. Have a little more sprint car action and modifieds down at our friends to the south, Grace Harbor Raceway, on Sunday. Well, happy 42nd birthday to Boo Boo Swope. Happy birthday, Boo Boo. I can't imagine that that's your legal name, but if that's what you want to go by, more power to you. Happy 42 to Boo Boo here tonight at Skagit Speedway. First car is on the track. Time trials begin for the Sportsman.
From Stanwood, Washington, the Lulu's Espresso Great Western Transport, Powder Coating Inc., Beckman Trucking, where to get espresso. That's the 88 of Jaden Whitney. Jaden Whitney, driver of the 88, the first of 16 cars to turn a time here for the Sportsman Sprint qualifying. He comes across in his first lap time. It's good for first quick. Shocker, right? We'll get that time for you here in a quick moment. It's a 13.400, 13.400 for the 88 of Jaden Whitney.
Following Whitney out of the pit area, that's the 36 of Tanner Merritt. Merritt from Camano Island and the Merritt Builders Spiro Skin Spa. General Plus Insulation, Beaver Heating, First Class Auto Glass, number 36, rookie year from Merritt. First time around for him, 14.354, 1.4354. So lap times first couple of drivers, vast difference between them and a potential track record lap. Merritt, second time by, 14 to 27, 14.227 for Tanner Merritt on his second pass. Hiccup for a second to try to get our push truck rhythm on.
Ooh, drifting it off the exit.
Sometimes you carry too much speed there getting off the course, and you really got to swim the race car up and around.
Your third car to hit the track for qualifying here out of Cedro, Woolley, Washington. In the 23, it's Steve Parker. Bounces her through turns 1 and 2, hangs on to it. Steve Parker in the 23. Your third car out, and I imagine he'll look for a better lap time. First lap time comes across his third quick at a 12.762. 12.762 for the 23 of Steve Parker. Bounced it through 1 and 2 the first time. See if he can go quicker here on lap number 2 coming to the line. He does not, so he'll take his first lap time. Second lap time was a 13.392.
Down the front straightaway comes the Stanwood, Washington driver, Lawrence Kirkham, in the K-Pro Auto Action RV Conway Pub and Eatery car. Kirkham has a 360 feature win to his credit. Ballpark 7-8 years ago, as Kirkham around for a first lap of 13.660, 13.660. Second time by for Lawrence. And he will improve. Third quickest for him at 13.098.
One of the drivers doing double duty tonight out of Burlington, Washington. The Wing Down Shark Speedmart Race Routine Foundation Powder Coating Shark Racing Engines. That's the 00 of Levi Hillier. Levi Hillier and the 00 has been on the podium in the Sportsman Sprint a couple times, and he goes quick time, top of the board, 12.752. 12.752 for the 00 of Levi Hillier. Ran up front last week. Back, so he'll go with a 12.748, so his best time comes on lap number 2, and he goes quickest.
Well done, Levi. Next car to qualify. Double duty as well for Dustin Gehring out of Oak Harbor. The after After Hours Customs and Collision, Lewis Auto Glass, Terraza Auto Detail, Black Market Speed, Special Thanks to Bonfire, Betty and Wade Underwood car, as Garing's third quick right out of the hole, 12.908, 12.908.
It's a good time for there, Dustin Garing.
Picking it up, all that seat time's going to be doing him some good, as he has 2 race cars nearly every night here at Skagit Speedway. Second lap around, lap time a little bit slower, 12.972 for Dustin.
Coming to us out of Oak Harbor, Washington. Now, Maple Ridge versus Columbia, pardon me. In the 20K, that's Kai Dixon. The built performance car, his first lap time comes across, and he goes top of the board, knocks down Levi Hillier at a 12.602. 12.602 for the 20K of Kai Dixon. His second lap time not as good, so he'll take his first lap time. That's all he needs to go first quick.
Tom Weiss next out, the Speed Mark sponsored at number 8. Driver has been part-time at best over about the last 5-6 years, but gets out when he can. He's made a more consistent effort of it this year. Weiss is second quick right off the bat. 12.735 for Tom. See that benefit of increased seat time for Weiss as he's trying to hunt down Kai Dixon for quick time. Off 4, second lap. Not as good, 13.442, but a great first lap for Tom Weiss. The 8 car sits in the number 2 spot for now.
Out of Monroe, Washington, Triple X Garrity Engines, Clan Grand, Harrigan Enterprises, DNG Backhoe, Monroe Chiropractic and Alternative Medicine, Miracles and Memories Academy. That's the 21Z of Kira Zylstra. Kira Zylstra in the 21Z. Her first lap time puts her 9th quick at a 13.179. 13.179 for the 21Z of Kira Zylstra. Looking for a better lap time here on lap number 2. She improves to 7th quick at a 12.986. 12.986.
On the raceway next, feature winner on opening night, Alden Ostrom from Cedar Woolley. It's the Baxter's Excavation. Have Water Will Travel, Washington Spray Foam, Eagle Haven Winery. About plumbing number 35. First time by. After an extensive week of work, 8th quick for Ostrom, 13.060. I thought I saw a motor swap going on in that car in the off week.
Yeah, they had a lot of work to do that car.
13.333 on lap number 2, so Ostrom will be 8th fastest at the moment.
Your 11th car to attempt to turn a time out of O Washington, Triple X, Merit Builders, Cats Bar, Boulder Creek Motorsports Monday, TTNW. That's the 90 of Brian Holmqvist. Brian Holmqvist in the 90. His first lap time comes across, puts in 10th quick. The 13.770. 13.770 for the 90 of Holmqvist. Up high through turns 3 and 4. It's the run out of turn number 4 coming to the line. He'll sit 10th quick, but second lap time better at 13.672.
So currently it is Dixon, Weiss, Hillier, Parker, and Garing 1 through 5. So we wait on our next competitor. Another one of the SPP Racing team looks to join the chat. As this is the 87 of Jeff Pearson out of Conway, Skagit River Chiropractic, Rima Electric, Dellinger Reynolds, JP Automotive, and Skagit 911 Driving School. Jeff Pearson on his first time by, 13.678. Out-timed his teammate Merritt, has not out-timed his teammate Holmqvist yet, has a second try at it though, and lap 2 does not do it, 13.847 for Pearson on his second try.
Out of Langley, British Columbia, the Triple X Shark 3B, it's Brody Ferguson. Brody Ferguson and the 3B. His first lap time comes across, a 12.845. That's good for 5th quick for the 3B of Brody Ferguson, 12.845. Runs her down low through turns 3 and 4, looks to go faster here. He does not, so 5th quick remains the 3B.
following him out of Afraid of Washington, it's Ryder Shiflett. The Van Dyke Cedar Green Farms Agro Mac Xterra Dump Truck Services. Walters Excavation number 2. Car number 14 to clock in, and Shiflett 13.728 on his opening lap. Checkered flag out for Shiflett. Second time by 13 at 9:45. 2 more to time in, including the former track champion up next.
From Arlington, Washington, it's Top Laundry Services, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Pacific Performance Coatings, Bob and Mary Reynolds, CSI Construction. That's the 66 of Brent McGuy. Brent McGuy in the 66. His first lap time, 11th quick at a 13.312. 13.312 for the 66 of Brent McGuy. He goes through the middle of the track here through 3 and 4. So not quick on his second lap. 14.043. He'll remain. 13.861. He's left quick.
And final car to time in, feature winner in the 22J, Jessen Jacobson on the raceway. Grinders Automotive and Marine, Mel Decker Racing, the sponsors on that car. Second quick, 12.719. Putting the moves and changing up that top 5. That'll be a big deal, because right now that puts him on the pole for heat race number 2. Jessen Jacobson looking for the pole from heat race 1. Doesn't get it. Second lap off the pace at 12.927. Well, congratulations. Top 5 in qualifying tonight. Your quick time, Kai Dixon at 12.602. Jacobson 2. Tom Weiss 3. Levi Hillier 4. Steve Parker rounds out the top 5 here at Skagit Speedway tonight for time trials. We are going to take a quick break. We've got more coming up for you as opening ceremonies will hit here in just a little while. Heat race action and main events to follow. Again, welcome into the Laborers 292 hanging out right in front of us. And we'll be back with more next here at Skagit Speedway.